What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about Champions League round of 32, second leg, February 24th. Before I start, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. So I want to do something new with all of these soccer contents. No editing, no restarting, just plain. We're going to study together. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm thinking while I'm looking at these matches, these stats. It'll be really quick, 1 minute per game, okay? So let's give an example. Atletico Madrid versus Club Brugge. Now, they were 3-3. I really predicted this too on the last video. However, they're going to play at the Atletico Madrid Stadium. Now, I see this game as both teams to score again. Both teams to score, I can see that happening really well because, you know, Club Brugge, however you say that name, they are capable of scoring. The last time they played against each other, they had 17 shots and 10 of them were on target. Now, Atletico Madrid had 13 shots, 4 of them were on target. Well, what does this say? It says that Club Brugge has a really good offensive team. Now, them making the shots and not making the shots, that's different. But they're going to really want to score at the Atletico Madrid Stadium. I think this is actually going to be a very tight game. I don't know who's going to win. If you had to ask me who's going to win, though, I'd say Atletico Madrid. But my pick is both teams to score. I just think both of these teams have shooting powers, and both of these teams are very hungry to win this game. I'm going to pick both teams to score. The next game, Leverkusen versus Olympiacos. Again, this game, I'm picking both teams to score. Both teams to score, hear me out. So when Leverkusen and Olympiacos played against each other, right? Actually, Olympiacos had more shots than Leverkusen. However, here's the problem. Here is the problem. Their shots were not on target. 13 shots and only 1 on target. That's a big problem. And they actually scored 1 goal, but it was ruled offside. So I guess it doesn't count as a goal. Now, here's how I see this game going. Olympiacos, they're going to come to the Leverkusen Stadium. Yep, they're going to go to the Leverkusen Stadium. If they don't get the first goal, and Leverkusen gets the first goal, now it's 3-0 aggregate. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Olympiacos will get the first goal. But don't quote me on that, but I just see that happening because I feel like it's an away game. If they don't score that first, I feel like they're going to want to score that first goal more than Leverkusen. All Leverkusen want to do is make sure that they don't score 2 goals, right? But however, if Olympiacos score a goal, Leverkusen will be pressured to score another goal. I think based on the last game, both of these two will shoot a lot. Now can Olympiacos get some shots on target? And I think they do tomorrow. It's a pressure game. They need to. Both teams to score that game. The next game that we're going to be talking about is Inter versus Bodo. Now, we're going to talk about this game for a second. I was so disappointed. The last time they played against each other, they lost 3-1. That is so disappointing. 15 shots and only 4 on target. On the other hand, that Bodo team got 8 shots and 6 on target. I am expecting Inter to really score a lot. I predict this game will be over 2.5. That is my prediction. Over 2.5, I don't think Inter loses to this team. I just don't see it happening. The predicted lineup has Thuram playing. They have a lot of their starters playing. However, Martinez is out. Calhanoglu is out too. But it's okay. Over 2.5. I just don't see Inter losing to this team. But even if they lose, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think Inter will get 2 goals on their own at home stadium. Bodo might get a goal in there. And yeah, over 2.5 is my pick this game. The next game and the last game that we're going to be talking about is Newcastle versus Karabakh. My pick this team is simple, plain. Newcastle to win over 2.5 or just over 3.5 if you want to make it safe. I think over 3.5 is a safe pick because Newcastle might take out their starters pretty early, and I feel like maybe they'll allow Karabakh to get some goals in because the next game and the last game of the day is Newcastle versus Karabakh. Now, this game, I'm going to pick 2.5, over 2.5. I'm not picking any money lines. Hear me out. Newcastle is up 6-1. I don't see them keeping their starters in for a long time. They want to save them for the next few games. They don't want to risk injuries. I do see over 2.5 happening, and if you feel ambitious, over 3.5. I see Karabakh getting some goals in. Newcastle playing some lazy defense, not taking the game as serious because they're up 6-1, obviously. They are going to be at home, though. It's a tough game. Over 3.5 is the ambitious pick, but my official pick would be over 2.5. Thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments. See you guys later.